Imagine training for years, every day, under the sun, falling on your chest on the dirt and getting back up again. Having the best coaches, wearing the best shoes, following the best diet. And after years, you break a world record. Now imagine an animal doing the same thing, without any training, simply because it's in its nature. On one side, we have the greatest jumpers in human history, the best in both long jump and high jump. But on the other side of the arena, a completely different creature exists, the kangaroo. A creature that didn't grow up in a training hall, didn't wear professional shoes, and knows nothing of complex sports techniques. Today we want to find out, can the greatest jumpers in human history compete with a kangaroo? The issue. A kangaroo isn't just a jumping animal. A kangaroo is an evolutionary machine that nature has worked on for millions of years to reach this point. The red kangaroo, the largest species, can be up to 1.8 meters tall and weigh up to 90 kilograms. But this size not only helps it jump, it's part of the secret behind its jump. Kangaroos live in Australia, a continent that has been isolated from the rest of the world for millions of years. This isolation means its animals had to find ways to survive that had no precedent anywhere else. Endless plains, unbearable heat, scarce water, scattered food, and fast, agile predators. In these conditions, evolution offered one solution: jumping. A red kangaroo can jump up to 12 meters in a single bound. Read that again. 12 meters in one leap. But this number alone is misleading, because kangaroos usually jump one after another, and when moving at full speed, it can make 2 to 3 jumps per second. That means it's moving at around 70 kilometers per hour without getting tired. The greatest long jumper in human history. His name is Mike Powell, American, a runner who in 1991 at the World Championships in Tokyo set a record that more than 30 years later, no one has been able to break. 8 meters and 95 centimeters. This number was calculated with precision. Mike Powell reached the board with breathtaking speed. His jump angle was optimal, the wind helped, and that day, everything was right. That day, Mike Powell became a legend. But the kangaroo that day was just running. It was simply running. The kangaroo is heavier, larger, untrained, and jumps about 3 meters farther. Why does the kangaroo jump? The evolutionary secret behind this superpower. This is where the story gets truly interesting. Kangaroos didn't learn to jump for fun. Jumping is a survival tool for the kangaroo that has justification from multiple angles. First, escaping predators. When a dingo, Australia's wild dog, is chasing a kangaroo, the kangaroo can't run like a deer, but it can take unpredictable long leaps that make pursuit very difficult for four-legged predators. Each jump can change direction. Second, energy conservation. Here lies an interesting paradox. A kangaroo uses less energy while running than while walking slowly. How? The kangaroo's Achilles tendon, connected to its heel and calf, works like a spring that stores energy. When the kangaroo lands, this tendon stores the impact energy. When it jumps again, this stored energy is released and contributes to the next jump. This means the kangaroo, while running, burns less energy than it does moving slowly. The faster it goes, the more efficient it is. Nature engineered a machine that consumes less fuel the harder you press the accelerator. Third, reaching food and water. In Australia's plains, wattle and grass are scattered. The kangaroo must cover great distances to reach a water source. Jumping covers this distance much faster and with less energy. When Mike Powell jumped, his muscles did the main work. For every jump, muscles contracted, burned energy, and then got tired. But the kangaroo is a different game. The kangaroo's Achilles tendon is one of the longest and most elastic tendons among mammals. When the kangaroo lands, this tendon compresses like a spring. energy is not lost, it is stored. And when the kangaroo starts its next jump, this spring releases and freely provides up to 70% of the energy needed for the jump. The muscles only need to burn the remaining 30%. A kangaroo can jump up to 3 meters in height, in a single bound, a 2-story wall, just like that. The greatest high jumper in human history, Cuban, and his record from 1993, more than 30 years, still stands unbroken. 2 meters and 45 centimeters. Javier Sotomayor had talent from childhood, but without years of working on the Fosbury flop technique, a revolutionary technique in high jump, he wouldn't have reached this number. A technique where the athlete jumps with their back to the bar and clears the obstacle with an arched back. Why was this technique revolutionary? Because the body's center of mass can pass under the bar, while the body passes over it. A pure physics trick. Sotomayor, with this technique, with training, with dedication, reached 2.45. But the kangaroo jumps about 55 centimeters higher than the best human. Without technique, without training, a straight jump. Kangaroo legs don't look like human legs. They look like an engineered system designed for jumping. The kangaroo's hind legs are unusually large relative to its body. This ratio means more lever arm, meaning more force for each muscle contraction. The kangaroo's thigh and calf muscles are extraordinarily developed, but not in a bodybuilding style, in an efficiency style, to produce maximum force with minimum volume. The kangaroo's tail is a vital balancing organ. When the kangaroo wants to change direction midair, its tail acts like an airplane's rudder. Without a tail, the kangaroo cannot jump properly. Interestingly, when the kangaroo stands still, it uses its tail as a third leg. It leans on the ground and distributes its weight on it. Let's ask this question honestly. With all the training, with all the sports technology, why can humans still not reach the kangaroo? Reason number 1, tendon difference. The Achilles tendon exists in humans too, but its length and elasticity ratio is not comparable to the kangaroo's. The kangaroo's tendon can store energy at a scale impossible for humans. This is a structural difference at the genetic and evolutionary level, not something that can be compensated for with training. Reason number 2, body-to-leg ratio. The ratio of the kangaroo's hind legs to its body is much greater than in humans. This ratio creates a powerful lever. Humans have 2 legs that must both run and walk and jump, optimized for none. The kangaroo is designed only for jumping. Reason number 3, the physics of gravity, the human body's limitations. When a human athlete wants to jump, their muscular force must overcome the full body weight. The knee, hip, and ankle joints must be synchronized simultaneously, each bearing the body's weight. Humans evolved over time to be optimized for long-distance running, not jumping. We are nature's most endurance-capable runners. We can beat a cheetah in a marathon. But in jumping, the kangaroo has the final word. The kangaroo is designed for jumping. Humans are designed for flexibility and variety. We can jump, run, swim, climb, build tools, and send rockets to space. The kangaroo beats us in jumping. We beat it in everything else. But this video is about jumping, so we give this round's points to the kangaroo. Kangaroos live in semi-arid deserts. But how do they cope with 45-degree heat while expending all this energy? Nature has given another solution. Kangaroos can survive for up to 3 days without water. And when they're very hot, they lick their elbows. Not because they taste good, but because the shallow blood vessels under the elbow skin cool down the blood. A natural cooling system. Male kangaroos fight each other for the right to mate with females. These fights involve powerful kicks with their legs at other males to demonstrate strength. The same legs they use for jumping. A single kangaroo kick can break a human's ribs. A multi-purpose tool. A baby kangaroo, called a joey, when born, is only about 2 centimeters long, the size of a bean, literally. Blind, deaf, and without legs. But it has one instinct, to reach the mother's pouch. This tiny newborn, without any help, finds its way to the pouch within minutes. And for 8 months it grows there. The joey, even when it comes out of the pouch, still sometimes returns inside for safety, though by then it's much bigger and only its head fits in. So we've reached this point. Mike Powell, with years of training, with the best technology, with iron will, jumped 8 meters and 95 centimeters and set a world record. Javier Sotomayor, with a revolutionary technique, with a body prepared for that moment, reached 2 meters and 45 centimeters and set a world record. And the kangaroo? The kangaroo woke up this morning, ate some grass, drank some water, and did the same things. But this should teach us something. Nature has built a tool for every creature. The kangaroo is built for jumping because its survival depended on it. Humans are built for thinking, tools, and adaptation. We will not become kangaroos, but they won't become us either. And perhaps this is the best definition of biodiversity. Every creature is the best at its own thing, because evolution is the strictest teacher in history. If you enjoyed this video, follow the channel, because there are still many animals waiting to amaze us.